Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Monday the 14th of the 6th, 2021. Time is just coming up to 0445 GMT, Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, Friday the 11th, the last trading day, we had a positive opposed driver in the dollar, plus 162. Front and back door flows mainly coming out the euro at minus 100, out the pound at minus 80, and the yen was the positive rock at plus 18, activity plus or minus 180. Last week, to remind you then, we had a negative driver, opposed driver in the euro at minus 110, front and back door flows mainly going into the dollar at plus 104, into the yen at plus 81, and the pound was the negative rock at minus 75, activity plus or minus 185. Intraday then, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive opposed driver in the pound at plus 51. Front and back door flows mainly coming out of the yen at minus 30, out the euro at minus 22, and the dollar is the positive rock at plus 1, activity plus or minus 52. What's going to knock this about then? Well, there's quite a lot happening today apart from today. Today is very light, Monday is a very light day today, but as soon as we hit Tuesday, we've got the AUD Royal Reserve Bank of Australia minutes on Tuesday, GBP claimant count and unemployment rates, German CPI, Bank of England's Bailey speech later on, and US retail sales. On Wednesday we've got China retail sales, GBP CPI, Bank of Canada CPI, and the Fed rate decision and minutes later on, and the Bank of Canada governor's speech. So very little happening today, but a bucket full Tuesday and Wednesday. So let's have a look at what's been happening in the flows. Our trades are about 4,000. What are they? 4,300 points up at the moment from a peak of 6,500. So they're just dirging around at around the 2/3 mark. So that's where we are. Right, so let's have a look. We've got the euro then as a complex is weak apart from against the Swiss. The yen is weak except against the Swiss. The pound is strong except against the CAD and the New Zealand dollar. The Swiss is strong across the board. The CAD is strong except against the NZD. The AUD is weak except against the euro, the yen and the Swiss. The NZD is strong across the board, and the dollar is strong except against the CAD, the pound and the NZD. Right, so what have we got? We've got New Zealand strength across the board, Swiss strength, and arguably these are marginal because obviously you can't have everything against the New Zealand dollar and the Swiss being strong at the time. So there's a bit of query there on these. But generally you've got pound strength. And take your pick in the middle. So the flows are a little bit iffy at the moment, but that gives you an idea. Right, so what have we got? New Zealand dollar. Sorry, not the New Zealand dollar, the US dollar. US dollar index. Basically it looks like this. It's it's 90.53. It's come up a bit. The USD complex has come up and is now operating about 90.53. Gold won't particularly like a stronger dollar, and is operating at 0.33 from the high. Oil has broken significantly and is operating at 0.4 plus from this break. So it's going pretty well. Oil. Wall Street is tracking sideways to slightly up today. 0.18 from the high. S&P has actually broken and is looking like that, and the tech is very close to the previous high. So you've got S&P have broken, tech's pretty much on the top, and Wall Street is going sideways near the high. So equities are pretty high at the moment. US 10-year, which is the bond, we've got this sort of situation where it was whipsawing, then it broke significantly, and it's come back a little bit on price. So it's 0.22 from the recent high. So the price has fallen, yields have come up a little bit as we run into the Fed and the bund. The bund is looking like this, 0.29 from the high. So the price of the bund has also come up. Having had this rise in the US yields, and now we've got in the US price. So we've now got the US yields starting to relatively outgun the European yields as we run into the Fed. So copper, we've got this sort of situation. Copper's 0.45 from the high. So copper's still pretty soft, but US steel is starting to get the message, and it's looking about there, 0.17 from the high. So maybe they're gearing up for this infrastructure in the US. Right, so let's get rid of that and basically do the final analysis. So like I said, today we've got very light data, but Tuesday and Wednesday we've got a lot of data and the Fed's rate decision. So we're short USD dollar against the euro, pound, AD, and we're short NZD against euro, pound, CAD, and we're looking at AUD. Right, now AUD is in play sort of early this week. It's quite likely excuse me, it's quite likely the AUD is going to come off before it goes up. The dollar, the USD, so the dollar is likely to get a bid as we run into the Fed due to the positioning. So you're likely to see euro dollar come off. You're likely to see gold come off, and oil's a tricky one at the moment. It's likely to come up and then go sideways as we run into the Fed. The AUD is likely to come off in the short term. So our trades are quite likely to deteriorate, but we're not in it for the noise. So there you have it then. So I'd say the big takeaway is probably there's a bit of dollar strength, euro dollar weakness, gold weakness and AD coming off initially. Right, so I hope that was useful. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thank you very much.